Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Chapter Chatter. So, as you would have seen in the thumbnail, about today's video topic is something very different and something which I wanted to talk to you guys for a long time. So, let's get into the video. So, in today's video, we'll be talking about what these things, books, give us or what they emit, something like that. Yeah. So you all know what a sun gives us. The sun gives us. What does it? It gives us light, energy, and many things like that. So suppose book is also something like that. Even though it is a non-living thing, what do they give us? This is a question asked by many people who doesn't like reading. They say that no, what does it give? It's just a piece of book and it's very hard to, lazy to read. And I'm against it. Maybe I'm against it because books gives us many things. Suppose we are talking about a contemporary book. They make us know about the culture of places, people and all. So I'm from South India. So I know and I'm familiar with what's happening in India now and our culture, things and all. But I won't be, aware about what's going on in another country. So these books are a very good sort of thing through which we can know about many people. So suppose from browsing many things, we can get to know about many things, about the culture and all. But the way the books make us know about a thing, nothing can give. That's it. So these are all some of the pictures, some example pictures that I'm giving here, that these are all some cultures of some places. And this sitting at home, we can't get it. But reading a book while sitting at home is somewhat productive in nature and it makes us know about many things and about people. So suppose we are happy today, that doesn't mean another person in another country is being happy. They will be going through some very bad situations. So that makes their life different. And through a book, we can know about that too. If we start talking about mooc means, we can't stop because it's a very huge world where nothing can be explained and everything can only be experienced by reading. So suppose a book looks so big. There is a book in my table and that's too huge, right? That doesn't mean it is so hard to complete that book and we can't complete it in 1 or 2 days. Maybe we can't complete it in 1 or 2 days, but we still can complete it, and there is something very mysterious or happiness giving thing inside that book. So by reading, we can get to know about what it is and how it is gonna be, which is a great experience. So people, if you are a sentimental person, means emotionally attached person, means you will cry by reading silly books. That is a sort of way when you get attached to a thing. So what I wanted to say is that by reading books, we can get to know about culture and the way people live their lives, how they, food, culture, the way they attach with other people. Many things are not as same as ours. It's all different. And by reading, we come to know about it. Suppose you say, well, then what's from fantasy? Fantasy is another world. It's a made-up world. It's not, what can I say? Fantasy is, made by someone, right? It's not naturally. I'm not getting words. I'm really sorry. That is why I'm saying this. Fantasy world is something very different. It is made by human, but still there are people who enjoy reading fantasy books and it gives us some feeling that it still exists, which is sort of a great experience. There are many books like Percy Jackson. Okay, suppose here I have the Percy Jackson series, the second book with me. And what is this about? It is about Olympians and all things like that, which is sort of fantasy. But Greek mythology and all, many people are fond of Greek mythology. So in this book, they talk about mythologies. So we get to know more about it. Rather than some historical books we are getting into, novels also keep us in touch with things that is going on in this world. So I have done a review for The Sun Is Also a Star. You can watch it. I'll give the link in the description box. So in that video, I've told that is a story of one day about Daniel and Natasha. So just think, rewriting a book which is only a span of one day is pretty much a hard thing. But making a life for that thing is so great. Suppose inside these books, it's just paper and written something imprinted on it. But there is some content, some consistency in each page which makes it living thing. It gives it a life. Books are a sort of living things to readers, right? If you are a reader, you really know that how you feel for a book to be sitting in your shelf and you seeing it being, emitting something. As you would have seen the thumbnail about my thumbnail designing, I've given some sun rays coming out of it. It is a sort of that. We shall know about peace, love, war, power, wisdom, everything. Every sort of thing that we can't get to know in a simple paper, we come to know in novels and books. So I'm not suggesting you that you should read. If you are a person who don't like reading, I'm not compelling you to read. But I'm just saying that reading is something very important in our life. It gives us many things. It cannot be explained by a person. Even though I love reading, I can't tell you how it feels to read. Only you can experience it by reading on your own. So many people get underestimated. They will be like, okay, I'm going to start reading, and they start reading with the very worst book, which will make them understand, oh, reading is a huge, it's a worst experience reading. And suppose some examples I'm giving, if there's a community, there are many people who work for something, and in that group maybe one or two persons will be very weird, they'll be working against it, no? Maybe one or two in that. Like that, books also have, when there are thousands of books, which is great, maybe one or two will be weird. So when you choose a book for first time, choose it wisely, because your first impression is the best impression and the last impression. When you read the first book, that impression it gives you, that is what you have your whole reading journey. And at last, if you kind of stop reading also, this will be the impression you have in your mind. So always work hard to make your first impression the greatest, because that can give many things to you. Suppose you are going to a bookstore and buying some books. What do you look into? First, after reading some books, make sure which genre you are into. I am into contemporary and fantasy, so I'll mostly choose that. But I'm not into adventurous books, mysterious books. I hate reading it, because I feel like something is gonna happen, and I don't like twists and turns in books. Maybe that's my problem, but maybe there are some people who likes it, no? So you just read books and find which sort of book you are into and read it. Just comment below what kind of genre you are into and whether you like reading or not. And give some tips to our subscribers too, who are still not into reading. Get into reading, and before underestimating a book, see many reviews and get to know about it, and then read it and say a thing about it. So when I was a kid, I used to say I hate Harry Potter, but after reading it, I am obsessed with it. So that's it. Nothing is permanent in our lives, no? Read a book and then estimate how it is. Just ratios. You can analyze the book and make your own review. Even if you are not presenting it to someone else, for your sake you can do it, no? Which will make a good impression for yourself. So that's what I wanted to say. Books gives us many things. It's get to know about many cultures, many things, and many people. It's a great experience reading, and reading keeps us alive. Give it a kickstart. Rather than giving a lazy start of reading, give it a kickstart, which will be great. So we'll see you in the next video on Friday. Bye bye.